Hey Jessica, how are you? Good morning. Sorry, you guys, I was up. It was weird. I was up at like 4 o'clock this morning. So I was like, let's not fight it. And I got up and I tried to recollect my dream. My dreams were extremely busy last night, which was funny because we had that moon card and there was that whole thing about our dreams. And I could sort of make sense out of some of it. Like, I could, hey, good morning, Julie. Nayarit. You're in Nayarit? Um, I could make sense of some of it and I could write some of it down, but I was just sort of, I don't know, it all sort of like disappeared. I remember certain specific people that were in my dream. I remember an address that was in my dream. There was a lot of shit going on, and I was trying to pull it all. And I just naturally woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, okay, so what was going on in my dreams? What was going on in my dreams? Because I was remembering the forecast from yesterday, and there was some stuff I could remember, and then some stuff it just sort of slipped away. So I was like, shit. So I wrote down what I could remember, and then it was all sort of seemed like a jumbled mix of stuff. Like, I was like, there was a lot going on, but it didn't make a lot of sense to me. Um, so I decided to get up and shoot the Sag video this morning, which was an hour and 18 minutes, I just noticed as I finished its detail work. Um, and I crawled back in bed at about 7 a.m. this morning, and I just slept through till 8:30. So I'm just still waking up. I made another cup of coffee, and I'm here with you now. I'm not going to post to groups this morning. I feel a little bit like I was in a deep sleep. And now I'm trying to remember what I was dreaming about in this little section of this hour and a half that I was asleep. It was so nice and warm in my bed. All the dogs were in there. Everybody was snoring away. I think after this forecast, I'm going straight back there today. I am going to shoot Capricorn, so for my Capricorns that are out there, don't worry. Capricorn will go up today. But I am, I don't know. It was like, I don't know. Definitely like wide awake at 4 o'clock. Like, just like, hi, get up. I was like, okay. So, and last night we did a little spirit mediumship work with the group that I met in Virginia Beach. We all met on Zoom, which is really cool to do a Zoom meeting. I'm going to try and figure out how to work Zoom into this so that we can all see each other and interact. It was very cool. So, I did that last night too, which was unexpected. I had gone to my mom's house for dinner, and then I got a message from somebody who sort of runs the group, and he was like, hey, are you coming to this thing we're doing tonight? And I was like, oh, is that tonight? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm having dinner with my mom. Let me finish really quick. And so I did that last night. We did a little bit of a mediumship practice, which was fun amongst us. So maybe that was some of my uh, kooky dreams. Kooky dreams. All right. So let's see who's all in the room and say good morning to people. Good morning, Donna Kidd. Good morning, Julie Levine. I see that you are saying, see, you are in Nayarit. What are you doing in Nayarit? I hope it's good things. Good morning, Karen. How are you? How's your training going? I hope things are well for you. Good morning, Casey Ray. How are you? Good morning, Jessica Ann Farley again. And good morning, Ducky. I love you, Ducky. How are you? She's clattering away with her coffee cups, just bringing that tray of coffee in to everybody. I think I'm going to have a sip right now as we speak. I'm totally like in a little bit of a fog. That Sag reading, guys, I don't know if any of you guys, pardon me, I'm not trying to hype my readings. But I am going to say this. Sag was another like really beautiful reading, and for those of you that don't know, the yearly predictives are going up 2 a day on my YouTube page. Please go watch them over there. I'm shooting them live, so they're broadcasting to the business page and to YouTube at the same time consecutively. But I would prefer views happening over on YouTube if that's possible. Those of you that have caught it on, because I'm noticing it's getting a fair amount of views over on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, but those views aren't clicking or being acknowledged on YouTube. So it's kind of a bummer because I see like the Gemini video gets 187 views on Facebook, but it's only got like 10 views over on YouTube. But I'd rather get the information out there and get it to people. The important part is that people are getting the information. I can't necessarily control the way that they go about it. But if you get an opportunity, if you're not seeing it live and catching it on Facebook, go over and watch it on YouTube. Sagittarius was really lovely and kind of surprising. There were some surprising things at the end I felt like that were really synchronistic and beautiful about Sagittarius reading. And that was done at like, dark 30 in the morning. The cats pulled down a box of cookies in the middle of it all. It was a mess. At like 5:30 in the morning, the cats were up in the pantry yanking down giant plastic box of those store-bought, you know, from the bakery at the store, at the grocery store. They make their own cookies and I buy them. And the cats yanked it down off of like the fourth shelf. Either that or a ghost who hates cookies. Which I don't think I could have a spirit in my house that doesn't like baked goods. I'm so against that I don't think that would be. I've put ward spells up on my house, binding spells and warding spells around my house to only allow those spirits that have a fondness for baked goods to come and visit me. Because I don't really want to talk to a spirit that can't get down with a good brownie. I mean, period. I'm just saying, if you don't know about the power of some carbohydrates, then I don't know if I can get down with you. I don't know if I want to chill with you. So, Gemini, Andrew Giordano's here, and he is saying Gemini was amazing, and it was amazing. Geminis are going to have a bang-up year. They had the kind of like really like stand-up, show-up video, but Sag is also. Everybody's having a very interesting, I love how different each of them are over the course of the year. I'm really interested in seeing how they actually play out for you guys. I want you guys to go back and revisit them throughout the year and say, and look at the months and go, oh, actually this did happen back then. Or maybe this didn't happen in February, but it happened in March. But because they're broad, I use sort of examples, but you know, each person is gonna have a different experience around the same thing, but the energy is gonna be similar is what I'm feeling, right? So it'll be interesting to see how they turn out. But Sag have a really lovely one too, and had some really big power players that came out at the end. So I think that it's also kind of keen if you guys know your sun, moon, and rising, which you can figure that out nowadays. If you know your birth time, the place that you were born, and the hour, the time and place, and date, obviously. If you don't know your birth date, you probably should just sign off now and go to your work. Or go, maybe even you might, if you don't even know your birth date, you might want to, I mean, there might be some of you that don't have access to those facts, but if you're unaware of your birth date, you might want to put down that bottle of booze and go to an AA meeting. I'm just saying. But you need to know your birth date, your birth time, and the place that you were born, and then you pump it into a machine via Google. Find a reputable site, guys, something that looks like legit. That will probably toss you out an overview of where your planets were when you were born. And that gives you your sun, moon, and rising. And then you can sort of watch the three and sort of look at see, are there similarities between those three signs? Are there 3 key months or 3 periods that are mentioned in each of the readings that when coupled together go like, ooh, May is going to be significant for me? You know, or I don't know. I just think that there's a way to determine that. It's been kind of fun doing these. I'm enjoying it, although they are long and they do sort of zap me a little bit. That's kind of why I went back to bed, because I am going to shoot Capricorn this afternoon. And I found that I do better if I create some separation between the two too, so I can sort of let go of the energy of the previous reading and move into the next sign, the next reading. So anyways, that was a long-winded thing, but that's just to try and help me get a little bit more here and now, because I literally just rewoke at 8:30 out of the crypt. All right. So, good morning, Luna Moon Angel. How are you? Um, the Pop and Fresh Prophecy for real. Scorpio was epic. Thank you, Lisa Vanderhelm. I'm glad you liked it. The Pop and Fresh Prophecy. What is that? Are you making fun of my baked goods? Totally. Julie Levine on Facebook is calling it the Pop and Fresh Prophecy. The funny thing is yesterday I actually used baked goods as an example at the end of the reading for the forecast about cheese and cherry Danish. And let me tell you, people, I had two yesterday. Not back to back. Don't judge me. But I had two. I had one right after I signed off, like I said I would. I enjoyed it. It brought me that happiness that we saw on that grounding stone. But I had another one later in the afternoon with my mom, and that was really nice. We had a nice talk over cherry cheese Danish. Such an adult thing to do. It was so cool, and it was nice to share with her and talk with her and enjoy that. All right. So, I hope that Ducky's sharing this out to groups. I feel bad that I'm not sharing it out to groups, but that's just going to take so much longer. These people need to find their way to me. I need to stop struggling in the search. I need people to find me. I need you guys to share these videos and the universe to bring it to me at this point. All right, so um, let's do the 3 breaths if we're ready. Okay, and if you watched yesterday's video, you know about the ball of energy, right? Calling back our energy. So when I say do the call back, just do what we did yesterday. And if you weren't paying attention, go watch tomorrow so you're ready and prepared for tomorrow, the following day, right? Go watch yesterday's so you know what we're referencing at this point. I'm not going to go into a full-on description. I'm trying to get these videos whittled down to a smaller amount. Yeah, you know, Yaki Yancy here. I'm going to get it to the point where you guys do your breath work. The goal is to get it, all of us doing our breath work before I sign on, so that when I sign on, we're all ready to go. And then maybe one video a week we do the breath work together, so that new people coming in to watch can kind of catch up, get caught up to snuff. Or I'm going to have a video on YouTube that's about the 3 breaths and what we do and why. That might even be a better thing, and we can link them to that. They can watch that, and then they can catch up and join us, okay? So plant your feet firmly on the ground, guys. Touch your body. Touch it however you choose to, except don't be pervy. If I am Satan is here in this room, do not be dirty, Satan. Touch your body. I like to rub my heart. You can touch your thighs. Place your feet on your thigh, or your feet on your thighs. Ooh. If you can place your feet on your thighs, I have a job for you in the circus. Let's just say that. Put your hands on your thighs, not your inner thighs, you dirty birdies, but on your thighs. And just, or wherever you like, wherever it feels most comfortable for you, to bring your attention back to your body and give your body a little bit of love. Much needed love. Our body is an amazing and incredible vehicle. And I have spent years judging my own and denying it and saying, ah, fuck you. If you could only be this way, I'd be happy. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a collective energy that I've bit into and flowed with for way too long. My body is beautiful. My body is awkward. My body is nimble. My body is weak. But my body is strong. These are all aspects of my body that are all beautiful in its own authenticity. And so I try and acknowledge all of those and embrace them all, no matter what they are, without any judgment. That's the purpose of these 3 breaths. We do that for both the body, the mind, and the spirit. Okay, so let's do that. Join me today. Join me this morning. Okay, so let's close our eyes, bring our attention into ourselves if we can, behind our eyes even, as much so. If we want to really find a focal point, this is where our pineal gland resides. This is where what we would call the center of our head. So if we took 2 lines from, you know, the sides of our head and in the front and the back of our head, and where those 2 lines intersect is the center of your head. That's where you want to bring your attention to, if that's at all possible. Touch your body, bring your, you know, that just brings your attention back into your aura, into your auric field, out from wherever you've left it. Let's take in that first breath through the nose, deep into the belly, and inhale with me. Hold. Emanate that light. Start to see your chakras adjusting. Release. give thanks for your body and all that it does for you. Let's take in that second breath, in through the nose, deep into the belly. And hold, emanate that light. See your chakras adjusting, resetting themselves to optimum, slowing down, speeding up, whatever they need to do for your own highest good. Calling back our energy above our heads, and release that air. Really letting it go, allowing that energy to build above our head from energy that we've left anywhere throughout our day, throughout our week, in the past, in the future. Calling it back and having it burn hot and bright above us in a giant golden ball, right? It's sort of resetting itself, renewing itself. It's going back to its original form and format. Do you see it? I do. Now let's take in that third breath deep into the belly. And hold. Emanate that light out past the body, into the aura. Let the light go wherever it needs to. It's your light. Any final adjustments? Seeing the body, mind, and spirit come together in acceptance and agreement with one another. Release that breath. And as we're releasing that breath, making sure that that energy above us is burning hot, bright, and golden. Reset at, a brand new, renewed set point. Allow that to flow into your body now, down through your crown, slowly over your sixth. Breathe in that in that energy with your air. Feel it showering down within your body, coating your cells, rejuvenating your body, your shoulders, your arm, your neck, down to your elbows, down your forearms, down into your palms and your fingers, down past your heart, through your third chakra, your solar plexus, your belly, hitting all of your vital organs, your liver, your kidneys, your bowels, your second chakra, your throat chakra, your buttocks, your genitals, down into your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. And it's just sort of resetting your energy for the day. This energy is available to us in endless amounts, but it's also our responsibility to call back our old energy. So remember to do that for yourself. And we reset it because we're in control of our energy. And we set it at this golden set point. And we've now refreshed and brought it back so that we can reutilize it again. When you're ready, open your eyes. How'd that feel, guys? Andrew Giordano says, I am Satan might be touching their Cabbage Patch doll. He's probably showing the police where they touched him. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God, it works! Jessica Farley! It works! It works so good it knocked my eyeglasses askew. It's a nice way to sort of reset, and it's also a really nice way to sort of bring back wherever you've left your energy. And you can do all sorts of tricks with this. I've learned that we can use Zoom. There might be some classes coming up, kids, about calling back our energy from past lives, from places we've left it. I talked about that a little bit yesterday. So we'll see. All right, I am shuffling. I am asking Spirit for Friday, the 6th of December, 2020. Oh, it's not 2020, it's 2019. I'm all excited for 2020 for you guys. These readings have been really beautiful. It's been a real honor to do it, and It's been kind of cool to see how each sign is coming into 2020 sort of differently, but the work that they're sort of focusing on and what they're doing. Some of them, a lot of them, I feel like have not been very focused on finance or the restructuring of their financial sort of situations, but they're doing more deeper work to sort of set the foundations for that, material abundance to come later, because they want that sure-footed foundation of like a healthy mind and heart. So that's nice to see. But then you know, a 4 a.m. reading on Sag, and Sag is all about sort of, we're gonna get that money. We're gonna get that cash, bitch. So I'm like, okay, so Sag is, you know, they're on their trajectory. So anyways, let's bring in the energy for today. Did y'all watch your dreams last night? And I want to thank everybody who commented on yesterday's forecast. It was a beautiful forecast. I liked it a lot. Also, myself, and those of you that watched it over on YouTube and left comments, I thank you very much. It's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that people were impacted by it or moved by it. I'm seeing some really lovely comments from folks. It's nice to see. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Andrew, thank you for your comment yesterday of finding that meme that you posted that lined up with what we were talking about in yesterday's forecast. I love when that happens, where two separate sources say sort of the same thing. It just shows me that we are really all from the sort of same collective, hence why I do this broadcast in the morning, because we are really all from the same sort of source energy. And so all of this can apply to us at once and in the now and going on into the future. There is a certain magic and rhythm and greatness that we are connected to, that if we tap into it, I really truly believe that. Jessica says, had a lot of pressure in certain spots, and while you were saying each area, it was there or hitting, so that was crazy. Yeah, it's your own energy flowing back into you, my dear. Just the key with that, I'm going to just explain this to you, Jessica, because I don't know if you were with us yesterday. I think you might have joined us after we did that. Always try and visualize that energy burning hot and bright, like new again, like reset. Okay, we don't want to bring it back with the emotional charge that's on it. You know, if we left it, you know, back in our childhood, we're bringing back that energy, right? And maybe it's a sadness, or there was a sadness there, and a moment that we were impacted by. When we call that back, it's totally acceptable to call it back, but we just want to renew it and reset it. We don't lose the experience of the memory. We just don't want to bring back the sadness and relive that sadness. So it's important to burn it until it's golden, and you can take as much time as you need to allow it to become golden and feel right, and then you bring it in. But I would start. My suggestion would be to start with energies that are closer. Does that make sense? Like things that were left maybe in last week or earlier this week. Where did we leave our energy? You know, going back to the energy of past lives or to childhood, the unperceived stuff that's like now a part of our identity or our subconscious. That stuff requires a little bit more, not focus, but awareness, I think would be a good word. So, but you can do it. You can call back. Okay? Burn it right. Burn it right. You don't necessarily, for those of you that aren't very visual or don't necessarily see, you don't have to see it per se. You can just intend for it to be there and know. You can have a knowing about it or a feeling of it. You can feel it. That's like clairsentience. If you're feeling that it's like burning at the optimum place of freshness again and newness and ready to come back in, then you allow it back in. And it's not like you'll harm yourself it's your energy and they were your emotions, even if you bring in things that haven't burned off completely. It's not the end of the world. It just means that you might feel some weird emotions or stuff that are based in past experiences that you're like, wait, what is this? This doesn't fit this situation. And we do that anyways, I think, to a degree. Like we sort of stir up these old memories within ourselves and then act in present time situations as if we're dealing with the same scenarios from, you know, our past. And then we maybe, you know, misrepresent ourselves or lose the learning that we had. Does that make sense? Ooh, girl. Okay, let's look at the card for today. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna switch this around so you guys can see our friend today. Um, for those of you, trigger warning, it's a spider. I don't want to freak anybody out that anybody has really strong. Hey, Tammy Chirasso Kid, well, how are you? I don't want to give anybody any strong spider spooks, but we do have a very beautiful, colorful spider today on our card. This is a new card for us today. This is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is funny that we've got a pentacle visiting us yet again today. We had that Moon card yesterday with that owl, and again, I feel like this brings us back to this energy of Earth energy, the idea of material gain or wealth. And when I look at this, it's the word down here is stability. And I always talk about in my readings how I see fours as being uh, symbols of stability because I think of four legs on a table. But when you think of an eight, right, what is that? That's two fours, right? So this is like double stable. So that's what I'm hearing right now, or what I'm thinking about, where my sort of consciousness is going with this. Spiders are very intelligent creatures, and they're sort of very sensory driven in a way. Like they weave their webs in such a way that, like, when the web vibrates even a little bit, they're very sensitive to that vibration, and that's how they survive. That's how they eat, and that's how they make their way in the world. They live on these sort of delicate structures that can actually be so sort of strong. Their webs, right? They can be sticky and strong within their delicate design, right? They're also sort of weavers, right? That's sort of the magic of spider, or the totem of spider. So when I think of weaving, weaving can be about writing and things of that nature. Taking our thoughts and maybe writing them down today might be smart, or being creative with our ideas and our thoughts. Maybe writing down a list of gratitudes or a list of goals that we might want to achieve over the rest of this month or going into 2020. Today, this spider to me feels like this is a good day to sort of make those ideas real, make those thoughts by putting them down on paper or by really honoring them. You know, write down 3 things that you want to have, that you want to see come to pass. Not how you want them to come to pass, not when you want them to come to pass, but just, I want these 3 things. Take those 3 things and place them in a box somewhere. Fold that paper up and put it somewhere where you'll remember to go back and visit it. And I want you to go back in the middle of 2020 or towards the end of 2020 and look and see if those 3 things have been met. And I'd be willing to, this card is telling me that I'd be willing to bet that a lot of you would be surprised by the magic of that, by what actually does happen with those 3 things. You may not have exactly those 3 things, but you will have things that are very similar to them or close in nature, or you might have come to realizations throughout the year that those 3 things weren't necessarily what you needed, or you may have gained them and moved beyond them. Now, this being a Pentacles card says to me that this practice, why am I getting this? Is so strange that I'm giving you guys this information, but I'm just going to continue to share it. This practice is about things that are in our material world. So think about the reparation of relationships, the gains in finance, or maybe a better job, a better home, a deeper love relationship, an improvement to the existing relationships that we're in, and this can be familial friendships. These can also be uh, familial friendships, romantic. Why is the camera freaking out? Are you guys seeing that? Are you guys seeing the camera bounce between me and the card, or is it just on my end? Can somebody answer me? The camera is totally jumping. It's never done this before. Anyways, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm going to continue on. I hope you guys can still hear me. Is it glitching so you guys can see it? It's weird. I've never seen it do this before. Okay, so you guys can see it. All right. I think Spirit's here with us. I'm just going to say Spirit's up in my computer. And you can still hear me, right? Yeah, I know, Leslie Ann. I know. And Leslie Ann on Facebook is saying you have a visitor. I know they're here. Trust me, because this information that I'm giving you doesn't feel like it's from me. It feels like it's coming from an outside source. So this Eight of Pentacles is telling me that there's stability today in today's day, where if we want to work some magic, if we want to weave some magic, today would be a good day to sort of set our intentions for what we want coming into 2020, or what we want to complete in 2019, since we're in the final month of December. The spider is all about the, you know, the creation of the alphabet. If you look in the medicine cards, which is a deck that I absolutely love, spider is part of my totem, and the magic that it stands for is weaving. You can probably Google this and find it. If not, I will try and find it and post it in the group today so that you guys can read the story behind spider. But that's what I'm referencing when I'm talking about this spider. And this spider to me is the Eight of Pentacles. Eight is the symbol for infinity, right? It's also double fours, which is double stability. I love that they use stability in this deck to represent for the Eight of Pentacles. This means, and what I'm feeling, or where I'm tapping in here on this card, is that what it's telling me is if we're doing the work that we're talking about, if we're paying attention to our dreams, we're also supposed to be sort of making that stuff manifest on the material plane. We want to do that. That's what I saw in a lot of 2020. It's a lot of major improvements happening for the signs. So today would be a really good day for those of you that are paying attention to the forecast to write down. It can be 3 things, it can be 8 things, it can be 10 things, right? If you write, I am going to say this as a caveat, if it's 10 things, I don't want to limit your beliefs, right? If you're going into those 10 things in mad faith and saying, I'm going to have these 10 things by the end of 2020, go for it, right? But the more things you write down, it might increase your chances of having some of those things. It might just be, it might set you up for, oh, I have these things and not all of those. But you get clear on that. Create a sort of physical reality through writing what it is you want. Okay? Does that make sense? The actual writing of it, to me, feels like the beginning of the manifestation of it. The pen to the paper is the beginning steps of creating the stability in the manifestation of it. Again, this is a Pentacles. We had that beautiful moth the day before yesterday, which I can't remember what was that. That was the Ace of Pentacles, right? So this is about, we've been told we have this opportunity to fly ourselves somewhere. That was my message with that ace, right? The moth is the night creature. Where are we flying in our dreams with that moon card and that beautiful owl? Today the spider's telling us, begin to write those things down. Don't just write down what you want, what your desires are. Don't try not to think about how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it, whether or not you deserve it. If you want it and it feels good, write it down. Okay? Even if it seems out of your reach, don't focus on that as you're writing it down. Only focus on the beauty and stay sort of like the excitement of the having of it, and feel sort of like, remind yourself that you're creating that sort of actual physical bridge between the spiritual world and your physical desires as you're writing it down. Don't, what do I want to say? Like, don't worry yourself in the small details, okay? Just make it so. So mote it be, as they say in the world of, Wicca, witchcraft, nature-based religions. So, just make it so through the actual simplistic act of writing it. That's this energy of spider today. That's this energy of stability today. We have that stability. Honor it. And then tuck that piece of paper away. Fold it up and put it away. This is going to be something I want to revisit, guys. I want us to come back with our papers, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, in 2020, and say, this is what I wrote down, and this is what happened. And just watch the power of that. It's like we almost won't, I have a feeling we won't even need to really do much. We just, in the act of writing it down, we can naturally be led there if we don't get in our own damn ways. Okay? So, let me see here. me see, what does the song in my heart have to say? To the ladies. Ooh, interesting. So she says, I spread kindness. It says, the Waitama glowworm caves inspire me to shine using my own gifts of love and light. I love that she is staring us dead on in the face. I've been having a lot of like real interesting uh, uh, with these yearlies too. When the cards are staring me in like this, like how this woman is staring at me, I feel like they're very much in the present moment. So if we can find stability in our present moment today, if we can take the time to write those things down and really get like sort of present with what it is we want and do it from a place of joy, do it from a place, yesterday's grounding stone was that idea of happiness. This is talking about I spread kindness. And I feel like I love how her hair is long and she's naked and vulnerable, right? She's just who she is. She's allowing herself to be who she is. We're allowing ourselves to show. We see the wrinkles on her face. And that to me is not a bad thing. She's sort of wrinkled in the face in the sense that she has age, she has awareness, she has knowledge. That doesn't necessarily mean that we all have to be old. We have experiences that from those experiences we have wisdom. They maybe have weathered us to a degree, but they've also created um, who we are and what we know and how we're able to sort of help others through our own experiences. Similar to like a lot of the times when I'm doing these readings, guys, I'm drawing upon what I'm feeling, sensing, hearing, all of that sort of stuff. But I also factor in some of my own experiences to try and sort of help with that. And that's sort of how I see this woman in this card. Through her spreading of kindness and through her shining her own light and really allowing us to see her, um, uh, she's actually helping us, right? She's doing a kind act. I also love the length of her hair, which to me it feels like the story of her is that she's been around and maybe her hair is a symbol of how long she's been around. And her hair to me, it's grown and grown and grown, and it's all of these experiences sort of cover her and protect her. They keep her, even though she's naked and vulnerable, they keep her sort of uh, uh, shielded and not shielded, but like what's the word that I want to use here? Like and not protected because she's not afraid, but it's this sort of like they are her badge, they are her armor, they are her. And even though hair is not strong, like I say a metal armor, it's delicate, but yet it still covers her and keeps her safe. The experiences that we've been through, even if they've been bad or wrong or negative or however we want to call it, they are the experiences that sort of make us who we are, and they offer us warmth, they offer us sort of coverage or experience that we can then share with others, and doing it with sort of this emphasis on being kind to others and kind to ourselves, right? Some of us have seen some stuff, like, let's just face it, our hair is long, our wrinkles are deep, but you know what? And I'm the first one to say it. Like, that's kind of how I'm looking at this card through my own interpretation is I've got my own wrinkles around my eyes from my own experiences, worries, doubts, and fears. But those worries, doubts, and fears, when I bring them here, they help you guys, right? So we can go out and we can do that in our own lives and in our own worlds and honor those parts of ourselves that maybe we feel like they don't have anything to give, or that they're too tired or too old or too this or too that they can't give anything back. That's sort of like not true. And if we're kind to ourselves and we honor that aspect of ourselves, which is this wisdom and this sort of age or this experience, these experiences we've gone through, we can then be kind to others through the sharing of that. And that also requires a sort of stability that is in this card. There's I'm going to say this, guys, these two cards together feel very present moment to me. Like even the spider, you can see his eyes here, he feels like he's looking me directly in the face, just like she is. So they're speaking to you about being very present today, being very aware of everything that you have to offer, both good and bad, creating some stability around that and doing that from an attitude of kindness and bringing that forward and watching sort of the gifts flow. watching sort of the power that's within that, right? And it's funny to me. I look at her and I think, this week we started this calling back our energy exercise, and we're looking at her hair and we're looking at her wrinkles. You know, that might be some of these past energies that we're bringing back to us. We're burning them hot and bright, but we're also honoring them. Does that make sense? Are you with me on that? So as we bring that energy back and we clean up the past for ourselves, we sort of bring ourselves, warts and all, into the present moment. And there's something very honorable and beautiful and stable about doing that, right? And we need to do that as we move on into the future to create what's next for us. Now, the grounding stone, I don't know that we've gotten this one before, is health. So I would say keeping a focus on staying, as mentally healthy as emotionally healthy. What are the things that bring about a feeling of doing something healthy for yourself? If you could possibly eat a little bit more healthy today, if you could possibly take yourself to the gym or on a walk, if there's a moment where you can connect to yourself, like sit and do the breath work for a little bit longer than we normally do it at some point throughout the day today. Connect to yourself in a healthy way, whatever that means for you, right? Put a little focus on that, the bonding between the mind, the body, and the spirit, and bringing them together, and with this stability and this kindness, allow for that to happen. I have a feeling it's affecting our health. I have a feeling that it has impact on our overall health that could be very profound and beautiful and beneficial. So keep that in mind today as you go through the day, and um, honor yourself for everything that you've been through, good, bad, and otherwise, right? Instead of having remorse, regret, any of those like sort of lower vibrational emotional energies that tend to come with negative or hard situations. This woman, I'm just going to say this, she has seen many a hard situation, but it has not stopped her. It has not made her any less who she is. It's actually those situations have molded her into who she is. And she's able to look herself or anyone else straight in the face and be bare in front of them. Yet there's nothing to sort of hide, so to speak. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Does that make sense? So I think that if we embrace that today and we hold an air of kindness towards ourselves and then in turn towards others, we create this space for a definite improvement in our health, mentally, emotionally, physically, and that all also attributes to this stability that we have going on here in this Eight of Pentacles. And eight is that sort of magical magician infinity symbol. I think that there's some stuff that could be happening here on a very physical level. Health also tying into this aspect of Pentacles, which says to me that today's a good day to take care of ourselves. Like physically do those acts, write those things down, acknowledge those parts of ourselves emotionally. Like to me, this is like sort of the physical, the mental, the emotional. Or like how do we say it? The body, the mind, the spirit. That's kind of cool, right? I just saw that. Like this is our body here, which is the rock. The thickest, most densest form of ourselves is like keeping a focus of health on that and bringing that into alignment and health. This is the mind, creating stability and positive thought in our material world or around our material world. And this is our sort of our emotional self or our more spiritual self, the age with which our spirit actually contains. Do not start fighting under the desk, guys, while I'm trying to be profound, please. Leave it to my dogs to come in and start snarling at each other. This is the spirit sort of showing us that we are older beyond our years. We have experiences that go back eons and eons. We have energy that is sort of beyond us and what we fully comprehend. And she's here to visit us today to remind us that, like, with an idea of kindness and with an awareness of acceptance of all aspects of ourselves, there's a power in that. I want to reread what she says. The Waitoma glowworm caves inspire me to shine, using my own gifts of love and light. If that is in spirit, I don't know what is. So there we go today, guys. That is the joining of your forecast. That is the work that we've been doing in the 3 breaths. This is the focus that we want to keep today. You know, do those things for yourself today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Capricorn will go up. Please go and watch the YouTube videos. Please tune in tonight. We will have a charming at 7:30. Oh, my hair. Good. We will have a charming tonight at 7:30. If you want a charming, please pre-book. I would greatly appreciate it, so that I can have sort of some names already set up, so it's not pure chaos at the beginning. It will only be about a 2-hour event. I've been sort of a little tired with these 2020 readings. And also another thing I want to say to you guys is, if any of you guys see your 2020 reading and you're like, wow, that was interesting, I would like to know a little bit more about my specific 2020. That's available to you too. You just need to email me at the business page, and you can book a reading to do a look at your year ahead, specific to you, and we can see what comes out of that. That would be a little bit more expensive because these readings are a little bit longer and a little bit more arduous as far as the work involved, because I start seeing the connections between all the cards and it goes kind of bonkers. But I'm gonna in a good way, bonkers. But I'm gonna utilize, I would utilize the same deck that I've been working with, just because it's perfect in its sizing. But for laying out all 12 months for you to look at as a whole, and I can look at the bigger picture and connect the dots, as they say. But that's your forecast for today. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Share it on your own page, even if you're not. I know that I have some of my sharers that share every day. Thank you, Jessica Farley. I appreciate it. Only through your guys' help and assistance, you know, will this get out and get bigger, and so help me in that, okay? All right, I look forward to seeing you guys tonight and tomorrow in the morning. You guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, good morning, Jamelia Gibbs. Welcome. First time, beautiful message. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Please, since you're on Facebook, if you would like the Facebook page, I do this every morning. And so I don't know if the messages are always beautiful, but I kind of like them. Not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. You feel free to join us every morning. We're here every morning. I also, like I said, on my YouTube channel over on YouTube, I have a bunch of different taroscopes. There's the Decembers are up for all the signs, and the 2020 yearlies are going up. I have them up all the way through Sagittarius, so I still have 3 more signs to do: Capricorn, Aquarius, and my lovely Pisces. So feel free to go over and look at those. Comment, questions, feel free, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Thank you, Tammy Charasso at Kidwell. Oh, hey, good morning, Laura. How are you? I didn't know you were here. If you've been commenting, Laura, I'm sorry I missed your comments. We missed you last night at the mediumship thing. You should come in next time. I think we set a date for it. I want to say we're doing it in January on a Thursday. I can't remember the exact number date. I told Elias I'm so brain dead that I'm like an old lady. You have to remind me, because I know it's a Thursday, because I do charmings on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I told him I can't do a Wednesday or Friday. So we all picked a Thursday, and a Thursday worked for Rhiannon too. So maybe I shouldn't say people's names. I don't know if it's a secret group, but it's good to see you though, Laura, and I look forward to seeing you in Fort Myers in February. I'm really excited about that. So, but thank you for tuning in, and you guys share it out as much as you can. Good morning, Jennifer Kelly. How are you? And I will see you guys later tonight. I will be going live again today. Oh, and one other thing, like I haven't given you enough things, but when I do the yearlies, just so you guys know, and I say this in the videos, so those of you that are watching live while I'm on, because I know that I do have live viewers, I don't set up the chat box. So if you guys are chatting on Facebook, I'm not seeing the comments because I know that when I run on YouTube, you can't comment until the video gets uploaded fully. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I didn't set up the chat because I'm trying to stay concentrated just solely on the cards and the reading. So it's not like I'm ignoring you guys, or if you're saying hello or whatever, it's just I'm not seeing it. I go back and I look at them after the fact. So I didn't want anybody to think that I'm ignoring them. But I find that it's better for me to stay in the stream of awareness unless my cat is yanking me out by pulling cookies out of the pantry off the fourth shelf at 5:30 in the morning. That kind of yanks me out, but you know, it happens. So if you want to listen to me yell at my cats, that's all on video. All right, you guys. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. I will see you later tonight. You're going to Disney on the 9th, Laura? Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm peanut butter and jelly, man. That's cool. I'm going to go visit my brother in Florida. I've got a flight out of Fort Myers into Pensacola because I'm going to go spend some time with him for a few days since I'm going to be in Florida. So from the 9th to the 12th, I want to say I'm going to be in Pensacola with him right after our weekend in Fort Myers. So I wish Disney would be so cool. I haven't been to Disney since I was a baby. I don't remember it. My mom swears she took me to Disney. She's probably lying. Just kidding. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. All right, thank you so much for everything that you all do, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, bye-bye.